Hello and welcome to another video, and in this one I'm going to discuss three watches for which I have a special affection for, as suggested by a viewer. And so if any of you have got any ideas of what you'd like to hear about, do let me know. This is a 69. It has a smooth back. It's a 69 caliber 861, standard size pushers, nice looking case, step dial with T-Swiss made in the bottom of it here. It's a very nice dial, actually, very nice dial. Has a slight coppery secondary tone. When I got it 10 years ago, so it didn't have a chrono hand, or the chrono hand was broken, and so I sourced a replacement square end chrono hand, but I never actually fitted it. And the reason I never fitted it is because I bought this orange hand from a company called Watchco, which at the time were operating out of Australia, selling Omega spare parts that they picked up from various sources around the world. Omega's current policies preclude anyone from making a living that way anymore, so glad that wasn't me. The hand itself comes from the Mark II, and I'd seen around the internet various moon watches with an orange hand. Of course, with hindsight and further information, I realised that some of them may well have been what became known as the Ultraman. This special model that was never intended to be a special model by Omega, but was picked up by the Japanese TV show, and everyone called it the Ultraman. And now you'll find people willing to pay between $10,000 and $40,000 premium for the orange hand. I find it extraordinary, but this is not an Ultraman, of course. For a start, it's a caliber 861, and it has a dot next to 90, which this bezel is in surprisingly good condition, tall tachometer letters and a drop serif. It's a very nice watch. Very, very nice, and one that I wear quite a lot. I sort of half enjoy wearing it so that people say, "Oh, look, you're wearing an Ultraman," and I can go, "No, it's not an Ultraman." I don't know why it gives me such pleasure to do that, but anyway, I like looking at it. I've always liked the orange hand. I think it looks great. Anyway, so let us put that to one side. My now 14-year-old daughter's favourite watch. She must like the colours. In years gone by, you couldn't give away a Moon to Mars Speedmaster. They're supposed to be limited editions. They are numbered, and somewhere in this DLC coating you'll see a number on the back. There it is. 4897. This one I bought in a Bangkok shopping mall for under $1,000 because that was the price that they were going for at the time. It's not pristine, and the colours of these planets on the dial never quite gelled for me with the silver bracelet. It just jarred. And I was in Hong Kong, a company called Classic Watch, run by Michael, who specialises in Rolex bracelet restorations, although now he runs a modern watch company called Undone. Anyway, at the time, this is about 12 years ago, he said, "Why don't you DLC that?" And I said, "Is it reversible?" And he said yes, and I didn't believe him. Why would I? Because it doesn't look like the kind of process that could be reversible, but he did it, and you notice that even the pusher necks are blacked out. It's a really cool looking watch. I love it. I wear it quite a lot, and it gives me great pleasure. Of course, nowadays everyone will say, "Oh, it's a terrible thing to do to a watch," but you must remember that watches are your possessions. You do with them as you will, and if you want to restore them or coat them or fit bezels with stones, you jolly well do it. Don't listen to anybody else. So now we move away from that one to the last one. Now this is one of the first Speedmasters I ever acquired. It's a very, very special watch. It's an 18 karat white gold produced in about 94. They made 500 of them. Now, a certain number of them, I think 200 or maybe more, were produced with the bracelet, with the white gold bracelet, and in a leather-bound book box with the chronometer certificate, because you'll notice that it says chronometer. So if we turn it over, we see a sapphire back with a rhodium-plated movement. It's very attractive, very beautiful. Strangely enough, in use, it's practically impossible to tell the time. I actually had one of the full white gold bracelet versions with its box, and I bought it because of this one, because I had this one. I thought I'd like the one with the bracelet. After I bought it, I never wore it because it was worth so much money, and I thought I can't walk around with all this money on my wrist, and it was new old stock, and eventually I sold it. But this one I didn't. Now this one, you'll notice, is also special because it has a tropical dial. Quite a lot of these 500 white gold watches, their dials decayed. Now this is the only one I've seen where the dial decayed around the lettering and central. Several of them have splotches here or splotches there, and when I first bought this, I was a naive buyer, shall we say, and I wasn't entirely convinced that the tropical dial wasn't just a damaged dial, and I thought I'd better do something about it. And so I again, those friends from Australia, Watchco, I bought that. Now that is the official service replacement dial for this watch, and it is perfect, new, white centers and chronometer writing. Now this dial is flat, as is this one, and the one thing that I'm not quite sure is that this, I'm not sure if this ever had white subdials, so this may not be the right dial, but it gives you an indication of the body color difference that this is decayed to. And indeed, when I put this dial next to the other one I used to own, it was the same color, not the same as this, which is a different silver dial. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember where that comes from, but I bought these from Watchco because they kept selling all these spare parts, so I thought I'm bound to use them sometime. So here is the watches that I hold with some affection for various reasons, and a quick tour of part of my collection in these lockdown days to make life pass a little quicker and a little more interestingly. If I had to choose only one, I can't choose only one. What a silly thing to say to myself. Can any of us choose just one watch? If you like this video, if you like it on the YouTube, then that stops me being pushed to one side, and it hopefully will help you outfox the YouTube algorithm, so that instead of being shown TikTok videos, you might actually be shown videos of things you want to see. There you go.